Auburn and Creighton, the 1-9 matchup in the South region. I think this is a underrated, very good, very intriguing game, Riley. Auburn has lost three of their last five games, only led Alabama State by one a little before halftime, ended up winning that game by 20. They were fine. Creighton, I think, surprised a lot of people with how they dominated Louisville in that first round matchup and that victory. Ryan Kalkbrenner against Janai Broom too. There's some star power there. We'll break down both sides. I want to start with the Auburn side because they are the favorites in this game. If they are to win this game and handle their business, what does that look like? And what do they have to do maybe differently than what they have been doing during this, slide, let's say?
I mean, Broom needs to win his one-on-one battle with Kalk. I think it's really that simple. Like, and honestly, with how good Broom has been in these tier A type of games, mano a mano, so to speak, against other elite bigs, I kind of give him the advantage. I trust him. He's such a good defender on top of like how versatile he is offensively. I, Kalk, I think people don't realize just how mobile that dude is on the perimeter.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
even if Broom starts hitting step backs, which we've seen him do like occasionally this year and show off his handle beyond the 3 point arc, like I trust Kalk to stick with him. But yeah, I still think Broom is the better player and can win this matchup. And then from aside from that, like you just need how do I put this? You want your guards and your wings to play within themselves while still maintaining their psychotic edge. Like, don't go full, like, don't go full. I'm like ready to scrap. Looking at you, Chad. But
I was gonna say, don't go full Chad Baker-Mazara.
like, take some of those crazy heat check type of threes, but also realize if this game gets tight, because I think Creighton is capable of that. Like, make sure you keep feeding your big man. Make sure you keep getting
Mhm.
Janai his touches. Make sure you like look for the extra pass to him if he's posting up or get him involved in some action. And granted, they have made smart passes all year. I think, I've said this in plenty of Auburn videos. Like Pearl has schemed ways to get really easy looks at the basket, and they have generally found them for all year. But yeah, I just this to me strikes me as one that could get close. Maybe it might even surprise Auburn that it could get close. And that's just where I want to see those guards remember like we play through Janai and then we play through Tahad in crunch time.
Yeah.
If Tahad wants to shoot a couple off the dribble threes, we're gonna let him do that. But if we need an easy bucket, like Janai needs to touch the rock.
If Janai outplays Kalkbrenner, I think like that's a clear advantage for Auburn because I think any Creighton win involves Kalk at least playing to the same level as Janai,
Yeah.
right? But I want to see the guards play well, and I want to see the other bigs. I want to see the other bigs play well because that's something we haven't consistently seen from Auburn, and they also need to rebound the ball. Like that's been a consistent theme in these losses is they've lost the rebounding battle and haven't been as good as they were before on the glass. Creighton's not a great rebounding team, but Kalkbrenner's a phenomenal rebounder, and they have
Hmm.
some guys. Jemai Neal just had 12 against Louisville, right? They have some guys who can do it too. I think those are the keys. Auburn can probably play their B game and still win. I
Hmm.
would even say somewhat comfortably. But you start getting into that C range territory, and it kind of feels like they've been playing more of their C game than anything recently. I think Creighton can win.
I do
Am
too.
I am I wrong in thinking that?
No, I think there's like you. I think you hit the nail on the head while saying like Kalk has to match Broom in order for them to, or he can be a tick lower if they get like another otherworldly game from Neal. To me, the formula for a Blue Jays win is like I think you're going to see a locked in Janai Broom. I mean, go back to that game against Alabama where he was on another level. I know they lost the game, but he was phenomenal in that one to where he's also the type of yeah, kind of like I said at the top, he's the type of player who elevates his game in these big time moments. It's a lot easier to envision Stephen Ashworth and Jemiah Neal outplaying Todd Pettiford, outplaying Miles Kelly, to outplaying Denver Jones. Like it's that formula becomes a lot easier to envision. Like if those dudes do have an off night, which we've seen Pettiford in particular struggle recently.
Yeah.
Uh, if Neal can build on this performance, but I say all that it's like it's just as easily to envision Ashworth or Neal kind of coming back down to earth after their hot shooting performance. And like I just think this Auburn defense is way better than the Louisville defense is. Louisville has a solid defense. What they did against them was really impressive, but
Mhm.
I just think Auburn can throw more size in the front court at you at the rim. With Louisville, it's really just Noah Waterman and James Scott. And Scott can block some shots. Wouldn't say Waterman's a plus defender. It's kind of
No.
all they had in the front court. They're still assuming Cardwell plays in this one, which I think he will.
Mhm.
Maybe you can sit Chris Moore. I feel like you can probably get this one done without Chris Moore, but just the Cardwell, Broom, Johnson like trifecta in the front court, triumvirate, even some might say throwing those bodies out at you should make it tough to get shots at the rim. And even some of the length they can use on the wing with Baker-Mazara and with Miles Kelly, even Denver Jones has decent length. I think they're just deeper than Louisville on the perimeter as well, which I think kind of showed as that game wore on that they like Terrence Edwards and Chucky Hepburn were taking pretty much every shot on offense, and it's a lot
Mhm.
to ask them to like lock up both Neal
Yeah.
and Ashworth. And I don't think that same burden is going to be on the Auburn guards.
Yeah, I think that is very fair. So the flip side of this, Creighton, like other than Neil having an awesome game and Kalk outplaying Broom or playing even, how can the game script go? Is it a matter of making threes early and putting some game pressure on Auburn, similar to like what we saw Alabama do against them? What's the recipe?
Hmm. There's like not a clear cut path unless those guards just put the Superman cape on again, in my opinion. Like, if you try to run with Auburn, that's a game that Auburn's going to win. It really, I guess, would be the 3-point line, but Creighton has just been so up and down from beyond the arc all season, even in their hot streak. Where we watched them shoot. Well, I mean, you give them a pass because it was against St. John's. They shot 23% from three against St. John's. They only made six threes against UConn. UConn does not have a great defense by any stretch. Yeah, they had some nice showings down the stretch against Seton Hall and Butler. Seton Hall and Butler, like the variance for the Blue Jays. It's not like a vintage McDermott team that's elite at shooting the tray ball. He's just found other ways to get guys easy looks. And I think that I mean they kind of have to be well above their season level from beyond the arc. I think if that's like in order to win this game, just because like there's not really I don't really see any advantage that they can lean into over Auburn
Yeah. Uh,
based on play style.
yeah. I think the key I think the key is exactly what Alabama did, which is make your threes early. Make your threes the whole game, but make your threes early and get out to a lead and make Auburn kind of push it a little bit.
Hmm.
Give yourself a little bit of a buffer and make Auburn push it a little bit. You still may not win, but to me, like I don't see Creighton coming from behind and winning this game, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Ken Palm doesn't see Creighton winning this game at all. Auburn by 10 on KenPalm.com, 81-71. 10 seems like a lot to me, but this Auburn team has been awesome for a vast majority of the season. Who are you taking?
I'm still taking Auburn again, like even hashing that out there where it's like from a stylistic matchup, it really I don't think there's a way that Creighton can get gimmicky or anything or could lean into like one of their preferred styles of play that would give them an advantage of this one. It's where I do think it comes completely down to just like what version of these guards do you get. I'm still leaning Auburn somewhat comfortably, but I don't know if I would go all the way to double digits. I'll say two possessions, but not double digits.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable with it being like 8 than 10, and that's,
Hmm.
quite a lot. Um, I think Creighton is going to hang with Auburn for 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30. But Creighton's lack of depth is going to come into play if Auburn's
Hmm.
able to run the way Auburn wants to run. That combined with the way Creighton wants to run, I think this could be a game where depth is a major factor.
Hmm.
I think Creighton's going to run out of gas, quite frankly,
Hmm.
and that's where we see Auburn pull away, get a win. I don't know if it'll be the most convincing win. I'm still waiting for them to look like the team from late February, but I think they're going to have to get this one even without that level.
With you on that one.
It is March, and that means that March Madness is upon us. And if you are looking for a place to play, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Sign up and deposit using code SLEEPERS, that's code SLEEPERS, to receive up to $1,000 in bonus credit plus a free pick. Head over to Underdog Fantasy today and use promo code SLEEPERS to take advantage of this amazing offer.